you just do it, it'll turn out okay and I hear funny sounds. Anyways, we are here to talk about a 20-year-old movie series that I watched for the first time last week. Called something a little ditty called The Matrix. Did you see it when it first came out?
No. All I saw were the parodies.
The parodies. Now, our friend Alma suggested this 2 months ago for our trilogy thing, and even though she can't talk, you'll see her in chat a lot.
Yeah, she loves the movies, so she's going to ramble about them quite a bit.
So, what was your opinion about the movies?
First one was, I mean, not the best action movie I've seen, but I definitely see all the influence it brought to the table. And it did have some interesting themes. The second movie had some decent action scenes, but the plot started to become very incomprehensible, and the characters became a lot more flat. And basically, with the exception of a cool final battle, the third movie kind of was a dud.
Yeah, I think the first movie was a good intro. Like, hey, these are characters. They're on a computer. And then I don't remember much about the second one. The third one had like I said, it had a good epic battle, and and in the middle of it, it had the we won, hooray, false flag, and of course, since I knew it was only 30 minutes left of the movie still, I'm like, yeah, it's not over with yet. But let's begin with the first movie. The first is a masterpiece to me. I get what people say it's a bit shallow, but the world, good lord, it sets up the amazing. The setup it sets up is amazing, and I do love the three main characters: Neo, Trin, and Morph. Oh, get that second. So the first, we'll talk about the first one first. So it. So apparently, the world gets taken over by a AI, kind of like Terminator, I guess. But instead of killing everyone, they imprison them in virtual reality.
To use them as like a fuel source for themselves, but I guess the compromise they give is to let them live like the virtual reality they live in is like the perfect utopia, basically. That's the idea, I believe. But the big theme is like, do you want to stay stuck in fantasy or do you want to live in reality?
I think that brought up a lot of the time. I remember now. It brought up a lot of like, are we in a Matrix in real life? Really? Are we? A lot of going around when I was around that then. I remember. I said, if it is, it's a crappy one. Really? Weird. It's probably because let's see. It's probably because of my 8-year-old computer. Around this, like I said, around this time, like both this and the Terminator, right? I think it was people were talking about uh, computers and AI taking over the world around this time.
This is like the first movie did come out like right before the big Y2K thing that people were super concerned about. So maybe that played part.
We follow a guy played by Keanu Reeves. I forget his real name, but everyone knows him as Neo.
Tom Anderson's his real name.
Oh yeah, because the guy says Mr. Anderson. I always call him Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
In fairness, the only reason I know his first name is Tom is because I remember the Nostalgia Critic videos, and in his attempt to be edgy, analytical, and like hip, cool, he refused to call him Neo. He just called him Tom. So, which was his real first name.
So I guess a few people in this world are, I guess they notice something and they get recruited by what was called the Oracle.
No, Morpheus is Lawrence Fishburne's character. Morpheus is his character. The Oracle's a different character.
I know. I thought maybe she was his boss.
Here, boy. Here, boy.
We have a guest star.
Ready? Here he is.
Nice. Full screen. He gets answers. So someone texts him on the computer and he says, "You want answers? Answer the door." And there's a door knocks. And then he meets Trinity at a nightclub.
Mm-hmm. Trinity being his love interest. You have anything you want to discuss about the first movie? Because my brain. Yeah, I'm going to let Alma speak a little bit more because
okay, this is her thing.
A little bit more of the themes.
This is Hector. Everyone thought she was a man.
Really, they did? I didn't know that. I forgot.
Yeah. I'm typing.
Well, you can type, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Trying to remember. Well, I guess there's agents of the robots come in and police the world. They're like what the FBI is to the local police.
Well, they're called agents. Like, that's, in fact, the one who's like the main villain is Agent Smith. played by Hugo Weaving.
Yeah. It's when he sees them at his job. Neo sees him at his job. He knows he's fucked.
Yeah, because the agents are really tough to take down. Which I think was maybe a bit of a missed opportunity, especially by the sequels, because outside the first one, you don't really see them fighting agents all that much. Like, it's mainly just Agent Smith.
The ticking clock is the fact that Morph has been looking for Neo. Neo has been looking for answers. The agents want to destroy the One. Yeah. He told him to escape. He tries to. It goes on the window. He's like, nope, not doing this window thing. So he gets captured.
No, sir. Not getting out of this chair.
She says, I think I blame that on them not knowing there would be a movie 2 and movie 3 back to back.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I remember there's actually a rumor going around that the second and third movies were not going to be two separate movies. It's a rumor. It's only a rumor. It's not actually confirmed, but it has a lot of credence to it, where they were just going to make a single 3-hour-long movie, but then they made them split it into two. So that's why we got 2 sequels out of it, supposedly.
Let's see. The video game, he gets away. The Path of Neo. So anyways, he gets caught. He's interrogated. He says, you have 2 lives. One respectable, one not so much. They're respectable. He mouths off, and then he gets his mouth erased.
Oh, yeah, and then we also get the Predator World-like scene, except it's not nearly as bad as what Predator World was. Right, Alma?
You mean talk about the one where the scene where they stuffed the little robot in his belly button?
The little robot worm thing, yeah.
Kind of remind me of that scene from Star Trek 2. They put the earbuds in their ears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It says at that point they didn't know he was the one, so they want him to help him. I also noticed in this movie he's waking up after big events. Like he wakes up in his bed and he's like, you're thinking, was that a dream or something, or did he black out, or what?
Yeah, I'm sorry I reminded you of Predator World, Alma. So they just wanted to recruit him for the cause at first, and they realize he's the one, the chosen one.
Or said, if they knew what I knew, you would be dead. So finally, they quote rescue him, and they pull the bug out of him, and take him to see Morpheus, where they do the famous pill scene.
The red pill or the blue pill, yeah.
Which pill was which again?
I I don't know. Almost gonna have to. All I know is that one of them keeps them in the Matrix just as they are, and the other like opens them up to reality.
It's like,
oh, so I think the blue pill is stay in the Matrix, and red pill is leave it, go in the real world.
yeah, so it's like he takes the real pill, and he wakes up in a tube with wire. He has wires. They have wires. He has wires everywhere in him, and it's up his back, and his arms.
All I know is that there's a short in the Animatrix that does go way more into the backstory of how the machines took over.
So they're all on a submarine or something. It's kind of sub, I'm guessing. I think.
Not
In the
really.
real world.
More like a spaceship,
Oh.
except not in space.
But it's like the whole world is now covered with is like wires. Like they're all like not maybe wires or like everything's in like a pipe or something. Giant pipes. Looks like.
Well, that's because of the machines. They made their technology.
Yeah, and I remember they were and they look like flying octopuses.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's all the machines or just the major or just they're troops of the machines empire.
Oh my god, you said Machine Empire. I understand the reference.
Well, it was around the same. Was they were 3 years earlier.
Yeah. But yeah, I forget. Alma, what was the name of the machines again?
They also have the imp that helps them deal with the machines. The machines.
Just the machines. Well, don't forget, there's a short in the Animatrix that I think explains how the machines came to be and why they turned on the humans. But we haven't watched Animatrix. I think Alma's going to make me and Jado watch it at some point.
I think I remember what Morpheus said is we just became too reliant on him. They're like, okay, it's kind of like now with the chat, with that GP chat or something.
Yeah. All I know is that Animatrix is an interesting collection that gives a lot of good lore.
See, if you're all about the Animatrix.
Yeah. I unfortunately
just reminded her. You almost got away with it too, but you reminded her. But I remember they pump his brain full of every martial arts move ever. Somehow.
Well, it worked well, at least it had a better excuse than Neverending Story 3, right?
Says, so we're talking about how about when Neo finds out the world is not real. I don't know how I would feel. How would you feel if you found out everything you knew was it like the Truman Show, all made up?
I guess it depends on what kind of world you wake up to.
You find out the world is destroyed. You find out the world is destroyed by the PS Xbox war of the 2000s.
That would be called Hyperdimension Neptunia, and guess what? That game's just literally freaking anime chick fan service.
Yeah. He finds out they were powerful, but fun fact from what I know, the people were supposed to be RAM, but Suya thought the people wouldn't get it.
Mm.
Right. So this is a lot easier when one at least when one of us knows a lot more about the movie than our guest does, than our chat guest does.
Yeah, understandable.
But anyways, like I said, oh, it might be lagging a bit, but yeah. See, think. They pump them full of every. How'd they do that? You remember how they did that? How the Alma or Snick, how they pumped his brain full of every martial arts move ever?
It's the Matrix. They could do whatever they want. At least that's my understanding.
Yeah, it's the first time a week ago, and I probably watched them again.
Well, like I said, the movies were pretty, like, the overall themes and whatnot of the movies were pretty tough for me to understand. You know, I mean, I could say it's funny because I'm going through my watch thread right now, trying to make a backup of it on Twitter as we speak. I'm coming up on the Matrix movies pretty soon, so I'd be repeating my thoughts from those, if that helps.
Yeah, they take it to his brain. But yeah, then knowing this stuff is the first step. Implementing is the next step. So they go to their own private virtual world where they try fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wish you could join us on you get a microphone, but oh well.
Well, she's also shy about talking on voice.
True. I was the same way 10 years ago before I started my channel. I hate being in front of the camera. But I thought my voice was terrible. Anyways, but Neo is still in the mindset of this is the real world. It doesn't have the real world. This is the fantasy world. In fantasy, anything can happen, like you're in your own dreams. Yeah, so I'm talking about right now. Yeah, they fight and they. God, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And he learns, to. I guess I don't say manipulate the world around them, but use the world around. I don't know what the right word is. I guess he learns he can do anything in the Matrix, basically.
Yeah, well, that's the point of the Matrix. Like, it's a place that it's like meant to be like the perfect place where you could do whatever you want, right? Instead of it, and it's like that's what the aliens offered to them. They made the real world like absolutely crappy, but it's like in using them as a fuel source. But it's like in exchange, we give you this perfect world you can play around in, live in.
That's stuck in 1999. How that happened though? How are they stuck in the same year over and over again and not know it?
They probably are just conditioned to not know it.
I think, if I remember correctly, at least 200 years. Is it 200 years that passed since then? 100 years?
Something around that.
You think of it as someone who played a video game so much that they can just do anything they want to do in it and almost not bound by its rules.
Mm-hmm. Almost even think of it as like
I don't think they're stuck.
MMO where you could be anything you want. You can role play.
But if you die in the game, you die in real life, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is how it works.
I don't think they're stuck in a loop. I think they just have been stuck there for 2,000 years at this point. That's longer than I thought.
Well, it
only
makes
200
sense
years.
considering how much the landscape has changed.
I thought maybe it's got nuked or something, but I guess 2,000 years, those buildings would decay a whole bunch. Like if you ever saw the if Humans Were Gone series, but without the nature taking over again, not even nature in this new role. It's just blackness.
And it's funny. That was one of the big criticisms of the movie After Earth, where that was like, I think like thousands, if not tens of thousands of years later. And well, actually, I think a criticism of that is, or maybe it's hundreds of years, is that there's absolutely no trace that there was ever civilization there. Like, it's literally just like forests, like no remains of cities or anything.
Well, I understand that. 100 years, I understand. There's be some buildings left because there are still some buildings left of Roman time, 2,000 years ago. But
Yeah.
if it was a long time, then yeah. But yeah, I understand nature taking over. With humans around, nature finds a way. Nature can take a a parking lot can turn into a grass field without no one doing anything. Just letting it sit there.
Mm-hmm.
The grass will come back.
That's why you mow the lawn every week.
Or repave the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they go. Oh yeah. One of them turns out to be a traitor.
Mm-hmm.
and the one guy gets shot in the Matrix.
And he dies in real life, right?
Yeah. But anyways, the traitor gets out first and starts killing people in the real world, killing them in the Matrix. And during the escape, Who else is a traitor but Mr. Baby Days out himself?
Baby's day out.
But yeah, they go there. They try climbing through the wall, but the traitor. I think it was the traitor starts coughing. I forgot about that. The traitor coughs, lets him out. I don't know if that was on purpose or if he coughed on accident or sneezed on accident.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, so they start shooting up the wall. Neo's like, "I'll save you." Neo. Morpheus is like, I'll save you, Neo. Oh, I'll save you, Neo." And he goes out and beats him up and gets captured. Oh, forgot a scene. They go meet the Oracle, who turns out to be an old lady. And apparently, each of her prophecies is different for each person. They have to keep it quiet or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I don't think you're the one, but your job is to save Morpheus." Morpheus thinks you're the one.
I think that there's some stories that feature a figure called the Oracle who will answer. Like, I think there was a character called the Oracle in the third Aladdin movie who would answer any question you wanted, but only one question per person. Like, just a little thought I had, right? Random thought I had. Little connection.
So he gets captured and But yeah, he gets captured.
Yeah, Morpheus does.
Okay, it's better. Like both in the stream. But yeah, and so Neo just I really had the Cookie Mart. Oh, that's the thing from The Simpsons from a long time ago. I think this is a '90s reference.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I stopped watching it. So, but yeah, and they break into the headquarters and start everyone around.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I guess during that time, yes, the classic bullying fight, where they do the backflip scene, where the bullets go past him in slow motion.
Yeah.
He dodges every single one of them. So, have you got your notes from the first movie that you found?
I'm trying to find them. I don't even have that much notes in the first movie.
Says, so they escape, they rescue him, and apparently Smith kills Neo.
But then he comes back.
The guy's reacting to all his guns. Then we get the love story. Trinity is like, I love you, Neo. Because you gotta have a love scene in movies.
Alright, so here's what I have on the first movie. It deserves its place as an action movie classic because it has complex themes about fantasy versus reality. It had really groundbreaking of special effects for the time, but the actual characters, while not necessarily being bad, they were still kind of underdeveloped here. Like, for example, they don't really build up to Neo becoming the one all that much. And freaking Neo and Trinity's relationship doesn't get explored that much either. But really, what makes the movie is the groundbreaking effects, the themes, and the action scenes.
Says, love must have been a studio note. You need love. People love love. But yeah, I do think. Did they know that they're going to have a trilogy? You think that why that everyone at the end of the game wasn't they didn't rescue everyone at the beginning of the movie? Like, yeah, no, we can't stop the machine at the first movie. We gotta have a sequel.
I don't think it almost telling me that she did not that she was that a sequel was not planned at first. Like, my understanding is that was kind of forced on them by Warner Brothers afterward. But yeah, like they would have made things more I don't know, like they probably would have ended things differently had they known they were getting a sequel.
Yeah, it was not planned. They're like, that's a good movie. Let's go, and we're just like, this movie made money. You're gonna make more of them.
That's exactly what Warner Brothers thought, because the first movie made a lot of money. In fact, Matrix Reloaded, the second movie, I believe it held the title for the highest earning R-rated movie, at least in the US, I think. I think it was one, like, even to this day, it's still one of the highest earning R-rated movies, period. Then let's see. Deadpool beat it. Then Logan beat it. Then Chapter 1 beat it. It's not Chapter 2. I think just Chapter 1. And then Joker not only beat it, but Joker became the first R-rated movie to cross the $1 billion mark.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, overall, I think the first movie was decent for its time.
Like, it is a groundbreaking and important movie. I just think a part where it kind of struggles is like the actual story department, like the characters.
So
luckily, I just got to Matrix
right.
Reloaded.
One second. Ugh. Ugh. All right, let's. The main three. I care about the others. All right. I gotta scan back. Okay, stop.
All right, so if
You're
you want
slow.
me to talk about Matrix Reloaded, like give an introduction to it, basically, it was a good step forward in the action department. Like, you have the fight where Neo's like fighting like a million Agent Smiths, and there's also the highway chase scene. Like, the highway chase scene was long, it was varied, it was a great spectacle. But then it takes a big step back with the characters, largely because there's not even, and the story, because largely there was barely even a story to it. Because again, it gives credence to the rumor that it was planned to be one sequel, but then Warner Brothers made them split it into two. And what little story was there was kind of incomprehensible. And like, the most we got is that there was a war with the machines coming. They needed some key maker to somehow prevent it. And there's been like numerous Matrix cycles where like freaking the humans lost and the machines won, but then the machines just simply took the humans back, put them in the Matrix cycle all over again. And there's also a subplot of Agent Smith going around infecting people to make them into clones of himself, but that doesn't really get what come full circle till the next movie. Like, they, in fact, at one point, Reloaded kind of forgets about it. And there's a lot of gaps where, like Alma says, you have to play a game called Enter the Matrix in order to fill them in. And then
her
yeah.
I'm gonna say her words are, the second one I do like, but it's a bit of a downgrade. I still love the world that stays the same. Main three I care about, of course, and the highway fight and Burly Brawl is amazing. So what was the Burly Brawl again? I guess we had a camera audio issue or something. Right. I think we might have lost. For all the Smiths, yeah, we might have lost Snick, but I'll do the best I can. It takes place 6 months. 6 months after the events of the Matrix, so it's like, okay, this much time has passed, and now they're in a full-blown relationship. Whew. Oh yeah, Xion or Xion or I forget how to pronounce the word, but it was the last bastion of humanity. Ooh, if they come back, I got a reference for him. Zion. Let's see, we've got. Let's see, let me check the. The internet. Zion. Zion. So, Alma, what do you like? Love about? While we're waiting for Snick, what do you love about the second movie? Yeah. Let's see. Trying to remember. God, it's only been a week, and my brain's dying. God, my brain's. I saw a movie a week ago, and my brain is getting old. Hold on. Okay, for the second movie, expand the role, and I really like that. Like I said, the role is a top notch for me. Smith gaining a leg up is interesting, and Neo being himself is fun. So yeah, I guess the second movie, I guess it's kind of like the second Star Wars movie in the original trilogy. The bad guys are winning. Like, think about the more dominant programs like the Frenchman. Oh, the Frenchman! I forgot about that. The Frenchman, learning about old programs, aka vampires. Frenchman. Yeah, God, I can't remember his name. It was an obvious name. I remember. It's like I think it was almost like a. Was like a. Oh, God, what was his name again? Oh God. Oh, the the Mervia the Merv OGN. Yeah, the first. I think the Mervogians were the first king, the first royal family of the Franks, former French. I think they were before. I forget if they were before the Martells, Charles, Charles the Hammer, and Charlemagne, or they were them. Yeah. But yeah, they are definitely French, and so with this guy. Mervilgian. Yeah, you can't spell it. I can't pronounce it. Make a good team. Anyway, so yeah, he's imprisoned. Yeah, so do I. He's imprisoned. The Keymaker, whose wife is Persponi, which I think is the same name as as the wife of the Greek of Hades, the god of the underworld. I wonder why they never gave him a wife in Hercules. It might melt him out a bit, I guess. So why did the Frenchman want to kill or capture the Keymaker? I forgot that part. I'm just hoping he just has internet issues. Ah, he's back. Welcome back.
Okay.
What happened?
Stuff I can't want to talk about here.
Okay. I'm always worried about you.
Well, I told all about it in PMs. I'll tell you about it after.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we were talking about where you're gone. We're talking about the Shion, and I just realized. I think about at the time I watched it, but it reminded me so much of RPM.
You mean the Power Rangers series?
Yeah, there's only one. The robot taking over the world. There's only one humanity sea left.
Yeah.
But I guess the only difference is they weren't trapped in virtual reality. Yeah, we're talking about how in this movie the Frenchman the Frenchman known as the Mervogian came along and they wanted the Keymaker. For what reason? I don't know. I can't remember.
See, that's the thing. They don't really explain why they need the Keymaker.
Oh, we should be done in 40 minutes, hopefully. All right. Happy Canada Day, by the way. It's still Canada Day, I think.
Oh yeah, it is.
So, and his wife is. I made a joke about where you're going. I made a joke about his wife being the same name as Hades' wife from Greek mythology. So, their ship is called. Oh, the crews of the Nebuchadnezzar, the Vigilant, and Logos all help the Keymaker. I mean, the reason is so Neo can talk to the architect, but why he has to is only it's what you're really like. So you know how to save us. The curse of the chosen one. You're the chosen one, so save us, please, because we can't save ourselves.
Let's see.
So, what are your notes of the second Matrix?
I already shared them. Basically, it takes a big step forward to the action and a big step back with the plot. Like, there's hardly any plot. The acting is a lot more flat, and what little plot is there is pretty incomprehensible. And it's like Alma said, a big reason for that is because a lot of it was sectioned off into the video game Enter the Matrix.
So have you played the video game at all?
I own it, but I've never beat it.
So let's talk about that. What do you like about the game?
Almost going to have to mention that, because really the only thing I could say about the game is that it's infamous for Atari at the time. They had to rush the game in order to release it in time for like Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions, because they both came out the same year. And basically what happened was, in order to rush the game to meet the deadline, they blatantly released it unfinished. Common nowadays, yeah, but back then that was jaw-dropping, because, well, games back then, you couldn't patch them. At least not on like PlayStation, Xbox, and GameCube. And here's the thing, from my experience, like from the videos I've watched and my own experience, the GameCube version is the most stable version of the game. And good thing too, because Jado said he wants to review the game now, and obviously GameCube is how he's gonna play it. The Xbox version has a couple of game-breaking bugs, including some silly ones, I think. But the PS2 version takes the cake, because it has game-breaking bugs all over the place. And I remember owning the PS2 version, and I had to get rid of it because the game barely worked. And I had to get the GameCube version like years later.
Years later?
So, Alma, you can take over about your thoughts on Enter the Matrix. And if it helps, I do have Matrix Reload Revolutions ready to go. Or at least I will have it ready to go when we're ready to talk about it.
Alright. Here it goes.
Uh-oh, the baby.
As a game, it's okay. As a story, it's a pretty simple one. Warns Shine about the attack, and a few other things happen. So, I did things like that. People do complain a lot about how if a movie or TV show needs an extra set of books or comic books or whatever to fill out the lore. People don't like that. If you notice that, or do you mind that?
Shadow definitely complains about that in some of his reviews. Yeah.
Who does?
Jado, the guy who watched the movie with us.
Yeah, the guy we met at the thing.
Yeah.
Zion, not.
Yeah. I was wondering why you were saying the KH character instead of the Matrix world.
The end Reloaded, I think the way it ends is interesting. You gets power in the real world. Oh yeah. And does he at the end? Doesn't he vanish at the end or something? Like
he gets stuck in limbo.
The gameplay is eh. All right. So, tell us your notes about.
Just one moment. And okay. So the thing with Matrix Revolutions is that I thought it was a bit of a dud. The plot was even more incomprehensible. And outside, like, the very last fight between Neo and Agent Smith, there wasn't a whole lot of exciting action. And yeah, they have like the big battle sequence, like in the on Zion in the real world. But that was not really exciting. And one of the big reasons why, the characters you actually care about are barely involved in it. It's mostly all these no-name people, that many of which you were introduced in this movie. So yeah, and the acting's not any better from Reloaded. Just a few more instances of the hammy overacting, like you see in the picture there. Agent Smith's about to do his cartoonish evil laugh. And another thing, even though they build up towards like a big final confrontation with Agent Smith, he barely appears in the movie. Like, he goes and he takes over the Oracle and makes the Oracle into another clone of himself, and that clone does the big hammy evil laugh. After that, he's gone from the movie for like the next hour until it finally gets to the final battle. So like, because of, and
yeah, the major of the movie set
did
with the battle
rule of show don't tell, you know, because lots of what they do is tell us what Agent Smith is doing, not what show us what he's doing. And yeah, and that's basically my thoughts on Matrix Revolutions. Yeah.
So Neo wakes up in the train station, and it has like a family, a little girl's poking him, poking the dead body. Like, wake up, stranger. And the train man takes him. The train man's helping him or something, because I guess at this very moment, Britannia burns. But yeah, I guess I don't think I'm not sure it's explained in the movie or not, but I'm guessing they had a love child against the rules or something. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I love my family, so I'm taking the train. But the train man's like, no, Neo, you can't get on this train. You're stuck here until he gets rescued by his friends. But who was Neo? But in the beginning of the movie, Neo and Bane, in the real world, however, Neo and Bane is still dead or unconscious in the real world.
Well, unconscious.
But
yeah.
Yeah. This line. That is here. Here I am, God line. But yeah. They go to the. Oh yeah. Did the old Oracle die in real life?
Yeah, the original actor for the Oracle died in real life. That's why she was recast in Revolutions. And they wrote it into the story.
I did like that part where they're like, we acknowledge there's a different actor. They're not gonna like a Dumbledore it and say, oh.
Just pretend it was always the same one. Well, it's not, you don't even have to say Dumbledore. You could also think about it being like War Machine or more. Like, apparently General Ross is going to be just like that in an upcoming MCU movie. It's also the Hulk in MCU.
Well, the first one is well, you can say the same with the first War Machine, Rhodey, but at least with it now, with the Ross now, they could always say it's because it's a different Ross from the multiverse, or it's a Ross has a bad scroll impersonation.
I don't know. All I know is that Ross's original actor passed away, and I think they said Harrison Ford's taking over.
From Indiana Jones to Marvel.
And it's funny because on the subject of Indiana Jones, like the 5th movie came out, originally they were saying that Harrison Ford was going to retire and John Williams was going to retire from making music. But now I guess they both went back on their word and they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, for the fight. Yeah, I like I think the war battle was pretty good. They're like, it was like a last stand type fight where they're like,
well, I understand how what they were intending behind it, but for me, why it doesn't work is because number one, it goes on for a little too long, and number two, you don't care about anything that's really going on because the characters you actually care about are, for the most part, not even there.
Yeah, Morpheus and his ship is off somewhere else, and they after during the invasion, they're fighting, and Morpheus opens the door, I guess, and lets off the big EMP burst. The general was like, what the fuck did you do that for? Now all defenses are down, you idiot. And like I said, they're celebrating, like I said before, they're celebrating. But since the movie's still 40 minutes, 30 or 40 minutes left, they're like, yeah, that's not the end. And the machines come back with a vengeance. Says, for me, it's a case of I care about the cost, but not the people. So, what about you, Alma? Did you know it was like a false victory? Or do you think it was when you first saw it? Or you're like, oh, they won, hooray! But you, Snick?
Not surprising at all, because once again, there's not really any suspense because they don't involve any of the characters you care about. And it's also kind of not exactly a surprise because of how powerful they make the machines out to be. I will say one thing. There's the one part where it's revealed that that Agent Smith possesses that one guy's body in the real world. I'll give it to that guy. He imitates Hugo Weaving's voice, and not the voice, but like his mannerisms really well. Like he just.
Oh yeah, that's the one where he blinds Neo in real life.
And he does a great job convincing you that he's Agent Smith in another guy's body. So.
You costed us the war. So, yeah. God, I'm glad we don't have flying octopus robots in real life. I think it was a reference to it. But yeah, she makes up a good point. Yes, and they did look like virus. Well, yeah, the uh, the the giant robots looked like viruses almost, like that you see lots of drawings of certain kinds of viruses. Was it like good? Oh, I remember I remember this one line. He says, "I have to wear this this meat bag suit. I hate it. You people disgust me." So, so why do you think they had Smith, not Smith? They had Neo get blinded in the real world.
Not really sure. Basically, I guess just to show how overpowered he becomes.
Yeah, why did they give him real world powers instead of just Matrix powers?
Mm.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember another scene during the prep is like it's like I'm only 16. Okay, you can fight, but if you die, it's your own fault. We talked about this. Yeah, they did the thing, and at the end, the kid, I forget, he did something. He pulled a lever or something, or somehow the second battle, he yep, can't let him fight. Yeah, he did something at the end. I can't remember what. He opened something or turned something on or turned something off. I think it was the second. I think it was the second battle. And whatever he did, he saved the world. Oh, then there was I think it was it Trinity? She tried to shoot something from above to below, but she missed and gave away her position. Yeah, then yeah, this is much more. This one's much more clear. And then then we go to the big fight scene with Neo. Oh, which is what now? The little boy or the teenager. He did some big thing during one of the battles where he was laying down. He shot something, or he opened something, or that part of. But the big fight scene with Neo. So Neo goes to the place, and there's millions of Smiths, and they do a fight. At the time we were watching, we had talked about, is that real water rain or is it all CGI rain?
Yeah, I think we were debating that when watching.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a mix of CGI and water. Yeah, I thought the whole thing was. I don't know if. And I think part of the water might look. I don't think if they could fake CGI water that well even in the 2000s. But yeah.
Well, it depends. I think maybe they could have, maybe they couldn't have.
But yeah. I bet it looked great for its time. Yeah.
Say that
I saw this short.
things.
Yeah, I saw this short about that. It's they talk about how CGI in the past, like Jurassic Park, still stands up better than the CGI of today. Like CGI of 30 years ago is more better CGI than modern CGI.
Hmm.
But yeah. Oh yeah. This, let's thank the Matrix for every joke in a comedy movie in the 2000s. Oh yeah. Trinity dies. The love interest dies. I guess that's what made him do the Now's personal final fight situation.
Yeah, every movie had to parody the Matrix at the time.
At the end, the Matrix is rebooted, and the little girl to me in the movie is is talking with the Oracle. Oh, her name was Sati. And then the movie ended. And for a long time, that was the end. I don't think there until recently wasn't there wasn't a new, another movie for a while. But it's a trilogy. We haven't seen that movie yet.
Well, there was an MMORPG on that was sort of a continuation, according to Alma, but its servers have been down. Though I think somebody's trying to open a fan server. And then we did get a fourth movie, but according to Alma, we don't talk about the fourth movie.
It never happened. So, Alma, did you ever play the MMO when it was live? I know I never did. I only ever played EverQuest, Final Fantasy 11, and Warcraft. Haven't even played Final Fantasy 14 yet. But overall, I think overall internet. But yeah, overall, I think the basic premise of the trilogy was good. I do wish, the end at the end of the trilogy, they're still they haven't started rebuilding the world yet. They're still in the Matrix, they haven't all got out yet and tried to, I thought they, try to repopulate the real world, so even though the real world is like dead and damaged, I don't know permanently, but can they not survive long in the real world or something? Like maybe the oxygen or something, the air is that bad.
Well,
But
they don't really elaborate with what the real world's like. But the overall implication is it's not good.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, Alma, what's your final thoughts? Yeah, but I guess, like I said, I'd hope at the end of the movie they would get people out of it and just like let's go, let's live, let's. The world sucks. We can make it better.
Another thing that's an air of uncertainty is that basically the only reason it ends the way it does is because apparently the humans and the machines basically reach a truce. But there's literally nothing stopping the machines from just ending that truce and going back to what they were doing before.
Like truce, like what? Humans are like, okay, we'll keep on supplying your batteries, but you let us live the way we want to live without controlling our lives. Truce, yeah, some truce. All right. Final thoughts. Matrix 1, classic, amazing world, so many great moments. Quotes and characters. Matrix 2, amazing world, main characters, 2 amazing fights. Matrix 3, Zion fight is okay. Final fight is amazing. Roll again. So yeah. Matrix 4 with the Matrix Online, and that's final. But hey, Snick, what's coming up for you? For you, are you doing anything live streaming on your channel coming up in the next week or so, next month?
I don't know what I'd be doing on my channel.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure. Like, right now. I mean, I'd like to be doing stuff. I'm just the motivation's not there. I guess the passion's not there.
Yeah, I've been uploading some stuff on my channel lately, but they've been not unedited. Or what's that? It's not public and it's not private. That thing in between. Unlisted.
Yeah, unlisted.
Yeah, some videos that I've been editing. But for this show next week, me and Bree from Hive Science are we talking about wasps?
Oh God.
Yeah, the stinging beauties that are ruled by the royal family of queens.
Yeah. All right. Well, have fun all night Canada Day. I'll see everybody.
All right, bye Canada Day. And all right, as for ending now, never stop learning and enjoy the randomness. We'll see you next time. Bye.